Welcome to the Cook's Canvas, a traveling chef. I'm your host, Linda Isaacs, Chef Isaacs, as people know me. And today on this show, we're going to be showing you how to make the famous Kentucky hot brown. A lot of times in the spring when people come in for Derby in May, along with the mint julep, they'll want to try the famous Kentucky hot brown. So today we're going to show you how to make that. As Thanksgiving's pass and winter's coming on, you've got leftover turkey, let's put it to use. The first step that we're going to do is we're going to slice our Roma tomatoes. In this recipe, it does call specifically for Roma tomatoes. They have a lot of flavor to them. They're an Italian tomato. And what we do is we just simply slice them up thin, like this right here. You're going to leave them seeded. You know, tomatoes, depending on the time of year, the fresher they have, the more flavors they have. So we're going to just put it on the plate for right now. And we're going to just lightly soft these a little bit. And what that does is that brings out the flavors in a tomato. And then we're going to set these aside. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to carve some turkey for you. So what I did was I have a turkey breast here. Set this aside. And we're just going to carve it up. Now, when you are doing a Kentucky hot brown, you don't want your meat really thick, but you don't want it thin. The thing you're going to try to do is get a perfect, carved piece off of it. So you're going to come in and carve this down. And you can see here, and I'm just kind of using my hands here. But see how, and your slices don't have to be even. You want it to look like it's just come off the turkey fresh. You know, even though this is a processed turkey breast, the thing that I like about a turkey breast or a turkey in general, to keep it moist, is that I always cook my turkey in broth. Even roasting it in the oven, I use a lot of broth, a lot of butter, a lot of seasoning and stuff, and that keeps your turkey from drying out. Turkey is a poultry that naturally will dry out if you do not take good care of it. So the thing to do is remember to keep your broth, to keep it moist as long as you can, and then pull it out and then slice it up for your guest. Okay, the next thing we're going to do when we come back, we're going to be making the mornay sauce that goes over this beautiful dish. Welcome back, and now we're going to start our mornay sauce. So what we're going to do is we're going to set our 2-quart saucepan on medium heat. We're going to melt 2 ounces of salted butter. We want to make sure that you're using butter and not margarine for this. And I always use salted butter because I just like that little extra flavor to it. And we're going to let this melt in the pans. And then we're going to add 1/4 cup of all-purpose flour. Now for this, make sure that you use all-purpose flour and not self-rising flour. And that's important when you see recipes and as you're beginning and learning to cook, that you use, if it says to use all-purpose flour, use that. If it says self-rising flour, use that. And as you grow in your life as a cook, you can learn that if you have to use all-purpose flour, baking soda, baking powder, and salt, sometimes you can substitute self-rising flour for that. And as we go through our shows, we're going to teach you some of those tricks. Okay, so now we already have our buds started melting now. And what we're going to do is we're going to add our 1/4 cup of flour in. And what this makes is a paste, a roux. And we're going to stir this up and make sure this is smooth. And you just keep whisking it because you want a smooth consistency in there. You don't want the flour to be lumpy or anything like that. And one of the things about using flours is always use fresh flours. So when you got that in there and it makes this beautiful sauce, as you can see, it's like a thick paste. What we're going to do now is we're going to add in our 1/2 cup of whole milk. You want to use whole milk. You do not want to use 2% in this. If the recipe tells you to use whole milk, make sure that you do that. And the reason being is because the recipe is needing the fat content that's in whole milk. So as we do this and we're getting it stirred up, and as it slowly comes and it's heated back up to temperature from the milk, we're going to add in a Pecorino Romano cheese. This is the distinct cheese that you put in the Kentucky hot brown. It makes the flavor in the Kentucky hot brown, the cheese sauce on it stand out. It has a unique peppery kind of flavor to it. I've grated it fresh. We're going to pour that in there. And as you can see, it's the start of your beautiful sauce that we have here. And you're going to stir it until it melts. You're going to turn your heat off of it, and you're going to continue whisking this sauce up. Okay? If you see that you're cooking this sauce and it gets a little thick, just add a little bit more milk, whole milk, and add it a little at a time until you get this beautiful creamy sauce. And this is how it should look for you. You'll have a beautiful white cream sauce. Okay, so now what we're going to do, our final touches, we're going to add some nutmeg in. This gives it a great flavor to it. You're going to whisk that in real good, and it shows you, your spices in there. And then we're just going to set this aside. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to broil us some Texas toast. The reason that I use this bread is, as you can see, it's a thicker slice. It holds well up when you put ingredients or you stack it on things. And what we're going to do is we're going to put it in the oven and let it broil and toast. We did not add any butter or anything over it. We just want that crisp toast filling. So we're going to put that in the oven right now. While that's broiling, we could also add our bacon. I have some pre-cooked bacon here, so we just really have to heat it up to crisp it. And I'm going to go ahead and put that in the oven as well. And when we come back, then we're going to plate this beautiful dish for you. Welcome back. It's time to plate that beautiful Kentucky hot brown. So how we're going to start is we're going to take a whole slice that's slightly toasted Texas toast. We're going to take the next slice and we're going to cut it at a triangle. So now we have our Texas toast, and we have that plated there. And what you're going to do is you're going to put your triangle on top of the other piece. We're going to then add this beautifully carved turkey that we have. We're going to plate that on top of it. Now, my family is big eaters. I raise boys, so they always eat healthy portions. So we always make sure that we put plenty of turkey on it. This is your star, your dish. And now we're going to add that beautiful mornay sauce. Okay, this is your white cream sauce that's over it. And what we're going to do is we're just going to pour this over the dish. We're going to just show that like that right there, where you have it evenly puts it over there, but doesn't completely cover it. Then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to add 2 pieces of bacon, and traditionally it is laid across, crisscross, to just show it off and give it a little flair to the dish. We're going to add our salted topped Romano tomatoes or Roma tomatoes. This makes the dish, and how we're going to finish it, we're just going to put just a sprinkle of pepper over top of it, just like you're seeing right here. This is a cracked black pepper. And then we're going to finish it off with the beautiful flakes of parsley. And this is your beautiful Kentucky hot brown.